kitchen table. Dina's going to go somewhere else, and we're going to be there probably for at least an hour, as I understand it, to receive legal counsel, and then we will come back. We will discuss, possibly vote on a few things. I'm not sure, and then we will close the meeting. Okay, ready?
Okay.
Call this meeting to order.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good point. Is there anyone else that would like to sign up to speak?
Wherever hold your beats.
Okay.
Bobby, you want to sign up to speak?
No, I don't have anything to say.
Okay.
All right, so meeting's been called to order, and someone write down the time.
Got it.
All right, let's do a quick roll call. Scott?
I'm here. Jeff Walker's here.
Brian Garceau, we're all here. We have a forum. All right, so I do not have the agenda.
Any more noise? No. Next topic, public comments.
So at this point, all right. So, let's see, let me get the paper.
One of y'all have a copy of the agenda?
Could you run across the street for the couple of minutes? Thank you.
You got an extra one?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Are we ready? All right. First to speak is Patty Funker. Let me know when you're ready, Patty.
I'm ready. Okay, Patty Flunker here. I guess I've got a couple questions. Don't expect you guys to answer, but who is the current president and who is the current secretary treasurer? Answer, anyone? I mean, we've been going I don't know how long without a president and a secretary treasurer required by law and our bylaws. Just a note there. Okay. Next one. Don't see anywhere on the agenda, it may be at the bottom, but it's not an agenda item, is executive session. There's actually no agenda item that says y'all are gonna break into executive session or what purpose you're breaking into executive session. It stops at 6, adjourn, and that's it. And you may put a disclaimer there, but I don't see an item and what you're discussing in the executive session. And see your attorney here. I think it's your attorney. I guess he can give you advice on that one, but typically you always put on there item executive session. You don't have it. So my contention is you don't have it, you can't go into it. Third and finally, you put the legal invoices on your website. Great. I was able to download it. I went through the fine-tooth comb, looking at everything, and you know, what kills me is the gaslighting that's going on. They come here and they talk to us and say, you caused this, you caused this. Well, the reality is there are some expenses in there that we didn't cause, or whoever they're pointing at caused it. There's a lot of things going on that they're not telling you about, like PUC related work from March, over $5,000, of which Jeff Walker's case, the compliance, was over $1,000. Calls and communication with Jeff Walker, like $2,000. Getting advice on board minutes and agendas and all that, $3,000. I mean, come on. I mean, the POA doesn't get an attorney to do their agenda or do the minutes. They're a nonprofit. They've never had them. And in years past, they never did it. And it's like now, it's just like all this money spent on agendas and minutes, yada, yada, yada. May, $20,000. Or should I say May billing for April? I think it's $20,000. PUC, $5,900. Jeff Walker's case, calls with Jeff Walker, $7,000, which includes putting agendas together, minutes. Yes, there's PIA requests in there for Jimenez and Flunker. A lot of these are rollovers from the year before or some 2 years ago that the board never even finished. They never completed those. One being Jimenez. I think he made a request a year ago.
Patty, that's 3 minutes. Can wrap
Well,
up?
you get my drift. You get my drift. The devil's in the details, everybody. Open up your eyes.
Thank you, Patty. Danny,
Bruce is gonna go before me.
I'm sorry?
I'll go first.
Okay, sure, Bruce.
I don't have much to say except another Jeff Walker lie. Here it is, July. He said, I'll have your refund to you by the end of July, no later. Here we are in August. I got no check in the mail. Lips are moving, he's lying. $75,000 in 4 months I'll spend on legal fees. You gotta be embarrassed. You gotta be ashamed. You gotta resign. Do your job or get off the board. That's not the lawyer's job to do the agenda, the minutes. Worthless, all three of you. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you. What's that, Dan?
Yep. So I was curious on the July 16th agenda, what happened to all this? You tabled almost everything, 95% of the agenda. Discuss and consider election of officer positions and adoption of resolution establishing board officer positions. You don't have to ever have a treasurer's report because you don't have a treasurer. There's 3 of y'all sitting up there and there's 3 slots. It's really incredible that, and like Bruce said, you pay him to do everything. But on that, I wanted to make a note that I still haven't gotten the 3 contracts that Jeff held up in front of us. And then also, I noticed in the invoices, Mr. Carlton's billing us so that he can learn Public Information Act. That's insanity. Go learn the Public Information Act on your own and then do your job. Yep, and I'll save the rest of that for whatever agenda item it is towards the end. Thanks.
Thank you, Dan. Okay. All right, so as mentioned, we'll be, sorry, that's right, okay, so, John, any comments about our not having specifically mentioned our need to go into executive session in this meeting on the agenda?
The Open Meetings Act doesn't require that you list an item stating that you're going into executive session.
Okay.
The Act provides you with the opportunity under the law to discuss matters in closed session that it states are possible. The reason you're going to go into closed session today is to get advice from your attorney regarding the 5 things listed on the agenda.
Very good. Thank you very much, John.
I move we go into closed session.
Got a second?
Second.
In favor?
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Again, as I mentioned, we'll be across the street. As I mentioned also, Dina is going somewhere else in her automobile. And by the way, I don't talk about board business with my wife, ever. Just so you know. I think that's good. So, thank you. Unfortunately, Twitch is not working for us. The session's being recorded as I normally do, and we'll post it later. Yeah, I got you. Thank you, Scott. Thank you all. We'll be back.
It's mighty white up there too. Go over the air-conditioned house. Do what?
No, go to Jimenez's house.
They sure should.
What?
Were you home here?
Jim that shampoos his hair.
Whatever we had to say about Jimenez,
Maybe I could finish my speech.
you can do it for the camera.
It's not
Whatever we
working.
had to say,
No, it's
it's recording. Whatever we had to say about Jimenez, he showed up and looked professional,
This isn't a meeting. He shouldn't be recording
and he was
this.
slick.
This is an invasion of our privacy right now.
Well, it's actually not, because we're in public.
They adjourn.
I
I
know,
know,
but
but
you still.
Dave's right.
like all five of us outside.
Turn it around.
Have a, Jeff Ellis is cooking breakfast and I came here with it. I think I might be back.
Yes.
None of that
Yeah,
idea.
I'll go eat real quick.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm in a hurry.
Take my own executive session.
Yes, sir. I think that's fine.
He had it on us. I thought it was a honeybird.
Appointed and
Not
appointed.
a honeybird. You see what I did? I put all these up in there and I'm trying to get honey.
That's what I thought, that's what I thought when it went down, maybe it was, for winter, sickness, maybe it's on the locusts or cicadas or what's.
I pointed, he literally had it pointed at us, and not the board.
I'm gonna read something since everybody I have attention. I'm gonna read it right here. The act does,
Patty, go over here in front of his camera.
the act does not require the posting to state which items be discussed in closed meeting. Nonetheless, some entities indicate their notices which items may be discussed in open session and which may be discussed in closed or executive session. Should a local entity consistently distinguish between subjects for public deliberation and subjects for a closed meeting, an abrupt departure from this practice could deceive the public and thereby render the notice inadequate. We have repeatedly,
Yep.
over year after year after year, put in the executive session what we're discussing.
Yep. It was intentional deception. When I drove up and I saw John Carlton, I thought, here we go. But what do I expect from Jeff Walker? A gaslighter.
About 10:30, 11.
It never ends.
And he was,
It never ends.
I mean, he normally wears that hat.
Yeah, he didn't have the head on when I went. So
It was pretty nice. He was asleep. That's why I told him twice. He didn't answer. I wasn't going to shake his. I wasn't going to shake his arm.
Cindy, get up. He get up.
Well, I'm gonna go see my mom. How's Alan?
He's fine, he had to go see his mom. He goes on Saturday, well, he goes Sunday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. Bring her one of his siblings have the other days.
Oh, the ones that are at the hospital.
And so.
Yeah, that's
I like the little bunny dog.
yeah, I've seen it before.
So I was going to say, when I went to see Dial, I came around the corner, and you know, occasionally we'll have a couple people there
Yeah.
in wheelchairs. And I was like, I didn't recognize him. He looked so bad. He stopped and he was staring at me. I go, yeah? What? And, yeah. He head loser left and pointed it at us. Okay. Anyway, so we went and finally came and paid for it. I was there with Robert just doing it myself. I sat there while we ate, and Darcy was super grateful because they were understaffed, and she usually has to help me.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'll tell you what, I'll sit here and you know the stuff you like, you can tell real quick. And so I separate that for him. I let him do his own thing. It's like watching
Anyways, so
somebody eat
yeah,
an elephant, one kibble at a time. But he was pretty happy, and once he got awake, yeah, I think they got medication again. That's the way it was like again.
It should be over here.
Yep.
way
Come on, what Bill
will
Willard-
cause all
This
these
is
problems.
the 716 agenda. I suspect they added that thing
They
after
don't
the
mean
fact.
to do.
No,
You been around?
Renee's
just
agenda's
up here.
always had executive session and what they're gonna talk
Jimenez's
about.
agenda's laid it all out. We're going into executive session about this, and this. You're being lied to, and
Did you see Jeff? He looked at me when I did that, like,
And, hey, you're being lied to, and John Carlton's Aaron Silvera came up here and told us they won the Bear Creek Sud case, when in fact they lost and cost their community $409,000. John Carlton's the turd.
John Carlson was told by Debbie not to fix his
That's
case.
when they had.
And John Carlton was told not to take the job.
Well, they had this thing at 9 o'clock on Saturday.
John Carlton advised the ratepayers.
John Carlton advised the ratepayers. He's gonna edit all that out. You know, it says Windermere in the law. I won't mention names, but some lady in the community, I can't mention names because.
All right. Here's have you seen Mr. Dial?
Well, I've seen him a few times. I went there this week. He was in his room and he was
said everything was wrong about it, the whole deal, and Aaron Silvera sat up here at the meeting and said, "Oh, no, we didn't lose." Well, when the judge comes down and says, the rate's unreasonable, unjust, you can't do what you're doing, and you just cost the community $409,000, you lost. And they had to roll the rates back and give surcharges. Right.
Let them do it all. We've already had a high rate. We all live through.
That's right.
How much higher can they be?
And the truth is, how many people were really here? He said he didn't know about it, and that's possible.
No, I know when people did. I mean, Pink and I have both signed up for notices, I got them, she didn't.
Right. And I think that's another game that when Renee and Jeff got on there, the plan was to get rid of George and Lori, because George and Lori are package deal things, they're Joe's buddies. They can take, select people off the notice. I guarantee they're doing it.
Monday is now getting breakfast. I'll be
Get you
back.
some breakfast.
I'll be back. Get to it. Maybe I'll find out wrong.
I'm sure she's still butthurt and painful. She's up when I call her and doesn't answer on the line. No. No.
some high quality H2O.
This is how you know they're working with Geminis. You remember when Walker was, candidate Walker, yelling in the back? Then they come up with this.
You know, when the last two banks I worked for, one might have had one executive session a year. Well, plus a retreat. We all were on a retreat. Hell, one of the most immersive meetings for a retreat. That was a deal.
Right?
But, and the last bank, we had a lot of problems because that's when everything crashed. 2008, real estate, regulators all over this. I mean, there's a kind of deflation.
Right.
And still we only had executive sessions. Maybe 1 month every year we didn't have, maybe 2 out of 11. Maybe 3. But not every damn board meeting. Not that you wouldn't. It's crazy.
What's hilarious? I just told Bruce that I'm going to videotape him coming back. And I was going to turn around and sports. How dare you leave us out here? This is it. This is with the end. I don't believe this is the end. I don't remember the IRS record.
You want, I can run to my
I
house.
think there was only 4 items.
I can run out to that my house and print out their agenda.
No, I'm going to go to the county.
Okay?
Because, like this, when we printed them out, it had this on it. This doesn't. I think they changed it.
Yeah, I got this and I got this one on my phone.
Right.
I didn't get this.
No, this is from 7/16, but it always had this on it.
Doing that silly shit so nobody be here when they come back.
Yep.
That's the only reason I came back.
Would you like a water from the house?
Bruce is bringing one.
Come out here and,
It's the woodpecker. Up in the tree. So I know Dick hates them. They burrowed a nest in one of our trees in the back, dead tree. And I think the male and the female take care of the babies. They were in there forever. One day I came out and there was 3 babies on the ground, and the cats were all around the babies. And I was like, I'm super soft when it comes to wildlife. So I took cats inside, and I came back and I was pushing them all back in the hole. And I came out an hour later and there was 2 out. And they weren't having enough feathers on them to go flying.
No, I probably heard something.
So I put them back in, and then one was out. Well, anyway, I put it back in. I found one dead the next morning. But I watched all of them leave the nest about a month later. And thank God, because they are loud. I think they alert the babies that they're coming back because you hear that noise every time they want to come back to the nest, and then she gets on the tree and she looks around and she's really yeah. And she would have like 2 grasshoppers in her bill.
They're not hard to find right now.
I fish a handful out of the pool every now and then. And we get some B-roll. All right, we got Bobby. He's still here. They've been gone almost an hour. It's hot. There's Brian Garcia's camera that he had pointed at us when he left. Doesn't really care much about reading out things, but anyway. Everybody left. Yeah, if I remember, they had just the PUC stuff on here. You know what's crazy about the IRS audit? If you look at the legal invoices, they have the attorneys handling that. They don't have the CPA handling that.
CPA is cheaper than attorney.
Way cheaper.
Why would you have the
Because,
attorney?
in my opinion, they're protecting former boards and possibly themselves.
Is CPA's, if you get a good CPA, he's got an attorney that they can kind of go have their own little special meeting around the corner, that where the CPA does all the legwork and the billing, and then they get with the attorney, and the attorney's already told the CPA how to do it, not have the attorney do it all at that rate, whatever that. I mean, just like we had, we were doing some stuff at our old shop, and our CPA, we had another attorney, but our CPA had his attorney do the, do the final stuff.
Right.
And you couldn't put it, because they can talk like we talk.
Yeah.
Me and you, and instead of where somebody's afraid they're gonna blow them in.
Right.
I mean, it's just pretty common.
No, they've spent, I don't remember exactly, but I think it's like 17 grand on that.
About 10 of those 17s, then it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
you know.
So with that, I didn't know you were coming back.
Bobby came back to see the show.
Yeah. When they go out of their way to do this kind of silly shit,
Yeah.
when they go out of their way to do this kind of silly shit, something's wrong. I wouldn't have come back if they'd just been over there underneath the tree doing their little talking shit.
That's right.
And doing that, you know.
That's funny. I mean, it's not funny, but he actually came back because of the shenanigans they're pulling.
Yeah. That ain't, when you do silly, I mean, obvious stuff.
Yeah.
Probably look out the window and see who's still left.
I wouldn't even wait. Sorry. I don't mean to be unfriendly.
Actually, my brother, my older brother was in, Dial had done his regular time and he had a couple years left yet to do his reserves. My brother was in his unit. He wasn't my brother, the enlisted guy. But Dial would always be drinking with them because they were more, they're fun. Whoever. I think Trosnowski was in that same unit, and so then they get together, and my brother got married, and I kind of stayed hanging around the dial, a couple times we got married, divorced a few times. Just both hanging around.
Good dude.
Yeah. Say, Sue. What?
All right, Bruce.
What's up, Sue?
What's up, Sue?
I know nothing.
You want to know what we're doing?
Do I want to know?
Yeah, what we're doing here?
Probably already.
Do I want to know?
Probably already.
You already know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
So they showed up, did public comments, and had the attorney here, and said, well, we're gonna go
But they did it already?
to executive session, and went over and there and sitting in Brian's house in the AC while we're sitting here.
It says it's gonna be about an hour.
Oh, I thought it was at 10.
No.
9.
More than 9.
But you got here for the last part, the other thing was just.
Yeah, they've been gone an hour.
So, then executive session?
Yeah. And they went over to AC instead of underneath the tree.
Who all, the three of them?
And it wasn't on the agenda.
And the attorney.
And the attorney? That's getting all the money?
Yeah, he's on the clock.
About $4,000.
How much?
About $4,000 today.
Today?
I'd like to make 4,000 for lunch.
I'd retire again. Only guy I know did that's Danny.
I'd spend it all in one place.
Well, shit. I thought it was at 10.
Well, you got here for the right part. Nothing happened. They had the little, I don't know if they even had an opening statement. I got here when they were talking, and then Danny and Patty sit there, they'll talk to them, and then they hit the door.
Were they
price. And I saw the big sign. See it? Yeah,
Is it all listed?
the back stuff. And after the attorney sat up here and said they need to get it surveyed, they got it for sale with, what's it called, the lift station on it, and some other stuff that we have to have. The attorney sat here at the meeting and said, you need to get it all surveyed out so that, and get an appraisal first, and they didn't even listen to their attorney.
Why do we have to get a survey?
You can't give away the list.
You can't give away the lift station. You can't sell it.
So you gotta survey them out?
Yes, and put easements and stuff
To get to them.
to get to it.
And there's some state laws that require certain size easements.
You know, I got a guy that the way they spend the money, that would give, I forgot the things. There's two surveys for the land. One where they have a walkthrough and they write up the whole thing, and another where they punch holes in it. It's up by Part A. I got a guy that'll write that up. Did my shop when I sold for 1,900. And they need that to show somebody. They don't want to punch the holes in there if they don't have to. But if they have the surface, it'll go back. It'll be a big ass booklet, and that'll be 1,900. And the guys are good. They're pretty pro. Whoever's paying.
So the lift station left over from the sewer plant there? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's right behind.
So there's still some part of the sewer system that's in operation on that land?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were all over there.
No, you don't want to get you sued.
I do when I get it.
I went back there and took a videotape. It stinks to high heaven.
The new one?
It's one of their active TCQ violations from 2021.
It's always something.
But I went back there and took a video of it and then put the video out to the world. It got quite a few views. And it was all the violations with the lift station. This was when Jimenez was on the board and Burris was here. And the TCQ showed up about 3 days later. And then about 6 months later, there was guys down there working. They had a rotten plywood lid. It's supposed to be metal sealed so that you can't smell the crap in there. It's literally pushing to, yeah. And then they revamped it, and then that TCQ came back out and said it stinks, and it's not supposed to.
It's gotta be surveyed out.
And there's other stuff. There's like the lines, the sewer lines, you can't build over that. This attorney told them right here in front of us, these are the things that need to be done first, and then they completely sidestep it.
Didn't that guy build over the water line to the airport? Your old buddy with the hangar? The guy with the hangar that's blocking y'all's landing, something, whatever the words are.
Oh, is it built over something? I don't know.
The new guy, the big
Yeah,
guy.
he hit the water line while he was
I
building.
thought it was built over the
Yeah,
water.
guys are, yeah.
Maybe he can't.
He put it, I didn't know this till recently. You know, the FAA,
Yeah, I've heard
Parsons
about
had
that.
what is it? They used it, some big work before it had like
It's all fucked up.
yeah. But I didn't know this till recently. And I went back to what Bruce told me and read it. He didn't build that where he told the FAA he was gonna build it. He told the FAA it was gonna be built up by the road. So they had no concerns. And then he started building on it, and the FAA is like, wait a minute. And then he wouldn't return it, and it's in there. He wouldn't communicate with the FAA.
Hey,
Just another special
Bruce.
person.
did you see that video of that Brazilian airliner that crashed? It was a crash. How did the airliner crash?
I was gonna say,
He pressurized the 17.
Did some research?
I did some
Was it
research.
unconscious?
That airplane has a cargo
Gotta
bay
get it
in
somewhere.
front of the bus.
All right, okay.
Katie's gonna tell us about it.
Hi, Sue. So I looked it up as far as executive sessions. They cannot, and there's attorney general opinions on it and lawsuits on it cases, if repeatedly, year after year after year, they put out an agenda that has executive session, will go into executive session, they have to continue to do that. They can't just abruptly divert from that practice of doing that. So that's, and then the executive session is just a generic thing. And then the other thing is at the top, they list, go into discussion and this and that, and it's just in the header. And the AG opinion says you have to be specific on each agenda items that you're gonna discuss it and you're gonna vote on it. And they don't do that, they just have this generic agenda that says legal update and it lists all these items. So they have to let the public know they're gonna vote on something, anything like that. So for the attorney to say that, he's completely wrong. He's completely wrong on it.
He was wrong and cost Bear Creek Sud $409 grand.
Right, well, so on the PUC cases, all the PUC cases, they don't say what they're going to talk about with the PUC cases. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what's gonna go on here? Like, are you dropping the case? Are you gonna fight?
So when you were gone, we discussed this. Well, why couldn't he be on the phone with them? Why is he here?
He didn't have to be.
No.
He didn't have to come out. This him coming out here is, and he's a $500, $600 an hour attorney. So this is gonna be at least, and he gets driving out here.
Yep.
being
Prep,
here.
he prepared for it
Prep, you're
yesterday.
looking at $2,500.
No. Aaron was 29. Do you know this guy? You don't know John?
They get it.
They have a big
John
giant
makes
church.
pizza site. Soup can. Hard
So I
soup can. Soup can. Yeah. Soup. You got it.
John was at a meeting one time. Gemini was on the board, and he was, I have a question, and Gemini goes, John got up, he goes, wait, no, you don't have to leave. He goes, I got my answer here.
He says, and I'm gonna discuss the Attorney General has already.
I think we can all admit we shouldn't be running our water company.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
I didn't want to do it, but I guess I do it now. Didn't have to, we didn't used to have to.
We didn't have to. When we had Carrie Spradley, oh my God, this place was run like a drum, tight. So they haven't even done their taxes. The taxes hasn't been done
No.
for 2023.
Nope. What I want to know, and I had something ready to go for next door, and I was told to hold off. But what are we paying these guys to do? They have missed every deadline, the attorneys in the PUC, on every case.
Well, I tell you what though, they're getting that real estate going with current Van Eman.
Sure are.
Can't do that fast enough.
You watch and get some else.
Well, it's not on here, but that has never stopped them in the past.
You know, on the legal invoices, when I was going over them, they have in there advising them to get an appraisal on the 6 acres.
Yeah. When we were
We were charged by the attorneys to tell our board that they need to get an appraisal and get it replatted.
When we were sitting here, Aaron Silvera said they need to get a survey and an appraisal and one other thing, I don't remember what it was, before they move forward. And then at the next meeting, they
Cannot
had
sell
canned
land.
this real estate committee.
A lift station. It's against the TCP rules. I just don't get it. Why can't they just do what's right? I'm all for selling the property. Do it right.
Did you guys get an appraisal?
Did
The
we?
real estate committee, yeah.
They said that you can't give an appraisal on the land when the lift station's there. You have to cut out that
Survey it.
lift station.
Replat it.
You gotta
Because
survey it
appraising
and plat it
a
out.
property with a lift station on it is it's a moot point. And they said until you
it's not on the edge?
All that would cost less than this attorney's costing today.
They're not
To do the survey, the replatting, and get
They've
ready.
just been going through, they've just been cutting through people's properties.
So the lift station spot where it has to be figured out, that doesn't touch one of the edges?
The, what,
So you have to have an easement to get to it, but it doesn't touch one of the edges? If it was on the edge of one.
No, it's in the middle,
It's in
it's
the
in the
middle.
very back, but there's nothing around it.
and they just put a
They
big
used to drive
fence around
through
it.
Soda Creek to it, and I don't
No,
believe
they
that's for
didn't,
easement.
they didn't, because they can't get up to it. They just would go through the airport.
Oh, okay.
So Renee's French's hangar, they just go and drive up on the airport and walk back there to maintain it. That's what TCQ did, which is really trespassing. I'm not saying that, oh, they're gonna say no, but when you're looking at selling your property, you've got to make sure you have an legal access to it, an easement. And the TCQ says it has to be so a truck can get down there, because if you have to repair it, you have to be able to bring it, and we don't have that, we don't have any easement. So that's what Michelle's report was saying. Before we sell it, we need to ensure that we have all that, because that's one of our infrastructures, that's an asset of ours. You can't just sell property without a lift station on it.
We can't close that down because it's in use.
Oh gosh, yeah, it's one of the biggest lift stations we have.
Yeah, it's massive.
And that takes airport and tennis village waste. And so when we,
Well, I'm not sure they're not already landlocked.
yeah, there's perpetual easements that, to that land, but
Through where?
in the back, and then you have it, I think, in the front too. But you have to make sure, like, because these title companies constantly do things over and over and over again, like, when it happens in Murray County, easement things fall through the cracks and they don't get, as you know, it's like, well, what happened to this? Charles Winston created a 50-foot easement, a permanent easement, that was perpetual, that was, to go through his property, Dana bought, and then to the back property. And he deeded it to all his assignees, that being the water company. That was back in 1990 and 80. Well, what does Windermere do with Bill Ernest? They don't know this, but what do? They go and they purchase an easement from Spencer Man. They never had to purchase from them for like $25,000. Then they sell the land, and then they have to get it from Dana. So Dana has to deed them the easement to get the back property. And none of it was needed. None of it was applicable because Charles Winston deeded so long ago the 50-foot easement. But of course, it gets buried and everything when the title company pass it on, it disappears. Dan Martin knew about that easement.
She knew about all 7 of those easements that really access to
Yep, yep, yep.
Not only that, she's $27,500 Is that right? Includes the beach in yours?
His was, for sure, he had his. I looked up his. That, Charles Winston gave his lot full rights without any permission.
That she sold it to him for $35,000.
I remember in the
I suspect that's what they
Oh, they did
deposition,
go crosswise?
in the deposition, I remember when they started asking her about that, the attorney looked up, this isn't part of it, this isn't part of it.
Well, that being said, why would you sell things to people that they already had rights to? Once you started crawfishing on it.
What does it take to, is there a way with the membership and work them to sell property?
Sell this property?
Yeah, like you can do, you can do.
But wait, I don't quite follow you to.
This petition, tell the board, sell the property.
Well, they are selling it. But
I'm not sure.
operators have clearly said they don't want to do general manager stuff. So our attorneys, I guess, are doing general manager work. I don't know.
So they won't do it, the new company down there? It seemed like a pretty good company.
They won't do it. So we've got 3 board members, we're supposed to have 5. We have your president, we have your secretary and treasurer. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. We cannot run a utility under these conditions.
And when did they vote for the board?
Well, that's an excellent question. Ryan Garceau's actually legally not on the board. They voted to put him on for one meeting. And then he kept showing up to meetings. And then at one meeting, he goes, well, I never really resigned. But they never put him on for one meeting.
Well, when do they come up for a vote?
February.
Next February. I guess all that comes to a head then. See who runs for what.
Well, here's the deal.
No one's gonna run.
No, none of this one. No, Jimenez will. Then we're right back where we started from with all the meetings and all the.
Right back where we started from, right here and now.
I am more
That's
than
why I am
happy.
so hell-bent on getting this thing into private hands.
I'm more than happy to do what I did last time and to reach out to some IUs and have them come in present and tell the membership what this is look like. What does it look like with your rates? What does it look like with this? Because most people, it's just rumors going around. Well, I heard this and I heard this.
Yeah.
The reality is an investor-owned utility cannot raise rates or anything like that without permission from the PUC. PUC has full jurisdiction. They have to dot their i's and cross their t's to prove they're expensive.
So,
Go ahead.
I was under the impression that we're gonna use both this month.
I think we are right now.
Well, how are we paying for it?
Now they're taking it out of the membership fund and using Shelby loan money and all that. There's no way they can be paying their bills based on the revenue coming in from the water and sewer rates.
We're gonna have to put it out.
Well, they're saying they're there right now.
So, shut it down.
Well, the state would step in, I think, probably process that.
They would hire, the temporary manager would be put in place. And it would be excellent.
These 3 should be sitting down at the next PUC meeting, sitting up there saying, we're directors, and we're broke, and we need help.
Who really wants to do this? And I mean, me being experienced in the industry, I wouldn't want to do this. And the reason why is this, to clean all this stuff is a full-time job, 40 plus hours a week, every week, until you figure out what's going on. And then at that, then you have to take an assessment of, well, where are we at? Because our infrastructure is busted. As they said, it's 40 years old, it's never been replaced. We just put duct tape on it, and that's it. We'll call it a day. And Josie was saying that as the vice president of POA is dealing with a whole bunch of busted pipes in the common area that they're having. So, you know, at some point the rubber has to meet the road on the infrastructure. What are we gonna do with the infrastructure? It's a mess. And we're hitting that 35, 40-year mark. And we don't even have enough money to come in and do an assessment of it. They have companies out there that can put cameras in various places and take a look at the pipes and see, you know, the condition. We don't even have any money for that. We don't even have money for an audit.
I don't think they want to know what condition the pipes are in.
Well, my opinion is Jeff Walker, I'm sorry if you guys don't like this statement, he wants to get this sale done because I think there's something in it for him. And then once that's done, I mean, I think he'll take the money and he'll leave here. I mean, it's,
That might be a good thing.
it would be
That
a
might
very
be
good thing.
the easiest way out.
How much money, how much should they get for that land?
How much should they get for it? Based on what? Based on pulling out that lift station? Well, I don't know.
I don't, is it $1 million or $2 million? Is it $850,000?
Well, that's,
Just rough.
you know, It depends on what the person wants to use it for, air, you know, because there's no restrictions on it. Somebody can go back there and put storage units on it, air-conditioned storage units. Nobody can stop them from doing that, or their access, or anybody, are you ready for this one? Or anybody that wants to come through that gate and use one of those storage units, they have the right to do that. Then you have the situation where they're driving on a active runway coming to a storage unit. So, but the law, I mean, there's nothing that can stop them because that property has access easements to the road and through the airport. And it's not through the POA because there was a lawsuit over this one. It's through the airport. So, you know, or it could be developed for, so depending upon what the person wants, you know, the best and what do they call it, best and useful, whatever use for it, highest and best use is airport property. But you've got a wingspan that you need. You need like a 70 with all the planes. You need a 70-foot easement to get there, and it only has 50 right now. So you've limited what planes can go down that easement. So does that bring down the value? You know, or somebody's putting in storage unit, they don't care about that.
That's the easement was granted by the original guy.
Yeah. So it's kind of like the market is going to drive it because
Seems like that easement would be changed.
Just saying, say he spends 100,000, you know, I wish I had 100,000. What's he gonna take? Why go through all this stuff here for 75 and $8,000? I mean, yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. I'm not.
I think he's looking longer.
Oh, where he owns part of whatever's gonna go in.
Are they still bringing in the developed down there?
I didn't see it.
never will. You know, we never. No, that's not going anywhere. We don't have the infrastructure, our infrastructure, and furthermore, that they weren't really. They got the devils in the details. They weren't really wanting water from us. I read all the paperwork. I looked at the sketches and plats. They wanted to put lines in that went through Windermere and attached to like where the lift station was. So essentially, they were gonna like have their own system to where the water got over there, they ran it through there. But they were, like, they wanted to buy water from us like wholesale. That's what it was. They wanted to. And that goes through the PUC. PUC has to approve all that. But I mean, these guys are just, you know, I mean, I get it, they're volunteers. They don't understand this stuff. They don't understand the TCQ regulations, the PUC. And, you know, that's why you have a general manager. A general manager informs you all that stuff. They don't have one. And unfortunately, I think we're too far gone with all of this. Like, we passed the point of no return. That it's probably best to just have an independent company take us through where you don't have all this craziness that we always know. Turn on the sink, and we're gonna have that water. And the PUC wants this. They want regionalization. Were you there for it? Maybe you were, Bobby. Where the commissioner says we want regionalization of water companies. It's so hard to deal with all these small little water systems and regulating them.
Well, that's part of the transfer government running everything.
Well,
I'm not in the government, I'm not in everything. But
the government doesn't. That's not the government running it. They're saying it's because there's 900 plus like
little water company.
utilities, WSCs and other things, and they can't manage them from a TCQ and PUC standpoint because it's just wild west. Prime example right here. So yeah.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, everybody's so turned off now. And
Well, if we would just all go home and let them steal from us, everything would be fine. You wouldn't know it.
You don't get the rain, then I'll be
That's still.
cleared over it anyway.
Not really.
We're gonna run out of water.
How long did it go now?
Are we going to?
Hour and 25 minutes.
Nothing in water is gonna cut. Our water bill will be.
Well, as long as Spectrum got the water, you know.
The Spectrum got their 1.1 million gallons.
Well, you know, they said years ago, George said that you couldn't pipe into any of the wells here. You just can't do it. But
It was a complete fabrication.
that was, as we understand, twisted the truth.
So,
And a lot of water systems have backup wells.
yeah.
And so they just kind of scratched that whole idea and never looked into it, never hired anybody. But I don't know, Danny, who was it? They did have somebody come out here and said, yeah.
No, I remember.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, they had an engineer, like a, geophysical engineer, then they know, like what he said, so they had a well guy, and then they had the division.
Right.
And then I've got TOMA, oh, dirty water here.
There is water here.
TOMA, I trust you more than any of
There's
those
water
guys.
under us.
Yeah.
And then
so
what's the-
Sadie's place is for sale, and I just happened upon it the other
They
day.
have a well.
They have a well.
And so does
Sadie.
and then
Down.
so does across,
Oh,
yeah,
Sadie.
across the street, he's got 3 wells. And and he's taking our water. So he's using his well water, what's his name, Madigan?
Yeah.
So he's using his well water for landscaping. So when you drive by and you see that green grass, he's using all the water from the ground to put on his grass to make it green. So for anyone to say that we can't tap into a well out here, hogwash.
I don't know if this is shared opinion amongst most people, but seeing Burris leave was, to me, was a welcome deal.
I gotta see my mom.
Peter?
Burris.
Oh, she's gonna go see your mom.
There was no, tell Granny I said hello.
Well,
There was no, when I started requesting stuff, literally, he had free reign. And for the sake of everyone sitting here, I'll say I don't know that he was stealing from us. But I will tell you this. His guys worked in my front yard for a week, 7 days, sun up to sundown. I'm standing in the yard one day, and the Cortex works up. His guys are gone. And I walked out there and I go, hey. I go, you A team? B team just left. And the guy looked at me and he said, George's guys have no business digging on people's property. They had it fixed in 2 hours. Found the problem, fixed in 2 hours. So I requested all the invoices and stuff from George, and they refused to give them to me. Signed some third party deal. So his guys sat out there and worked for a week, and 2 guys got paid with equipment. Corks came out and fixed it in 2 hours. And the pitch they always gave us was Corks was too expensive. I'm sorry, sitting out there for a week is too expensive.
I never understood that 50 feet over there. That 50 foot for the aircraft. You know,
It's plenty.
well, my opinion is, first, it's not DFW, all right? Secondly, you could always have just like when they have a run-up area here at the end, you put a few in there, and you have a right-of-way that you set.
That's right.
You just pull into the little run-up area.
And they
That
communicate
runway
with each
is
other.
only 40 foot wide.
They would communicate with each other, so
Correct.
2
Well,
people
first
want
they-
to come out at the
they're
same time
on-
coming in.
The runway's 40 foot?
Yeah, it's 40 foot wide.
So did it bother anyone else that Jeff's whole pitch was to try to tell us it was worth less instead of saying, man, I
Well,
think.
how often do you have one coming in and one going out?
Yeah.
Airport. It happens. I saw one the other day, they run up. Another one's come on the runway, pulled short. I guess he did his run up at the hangar, like turn around, went down the runway. Please. You just put 2 or 4 of them down that.
They all know each other.
Exactly.
That's right.
So,
They just pull over and out and come through.
so what's the wind channel on the King Air?
That's nothing to do with it. It's certainly not 50 feet, but you're talking about.
The wingspan.
I understand, but I don't know what it is. It's not that long. I've been in the King Airs before.
Right.
Just like you take a King Air off this runway if you wanted to. It's 40 feet wide. They're talking about having enough space
existing section, can you?
No.
It just would eliminate a larger plane. I mean, whoever bought the property, you know, with a wider wingspan, it would eliminate that buyer for that property. But somebody with a regular plane, you know, or I don't know what you call it, but a typical plane for over there, it should accommodate at 50 feet.
If they can land in that runway, they can go down that taxiway.
Exactly.
It's 40 foot wide.
Exactly.
If the wings extended over it,
Exactly.
which is possible. You know,
Yeah.
it's no big deal. Most of those planes, they've still got plenty of room. I'm sure that's a 40 foot wide runway.
What did I read, talked about, they want to build a flying school?
That was supposedly that was the rumor from the guys that were
First
gonna
guy.
buy it, yeah. But usually, if you have a flight school, you have to have lights on a runway for night. That's kinda, I mean, maybe they're not gonna do any.
What would happen, if you wanted to get night hours, you have no problem. You
Yeah.
still have to fly school without, you can get a
Yeah.
private license without doing night.
Night flights.
When I got my private license many years ago, I told the instructor I had to do a 3-hour flight. I said, I want to do it at night. He said, well, I said, I said, no, I want to do it at night. And I did my 3-hour cross country at night.
Yeah.
You know, but of course,
You had to go.
because that was a 70, because that airport had lights 75 feet wide, 5,000 feet long.
Right.
It had nothing to do with flying at night.
Yeah.
So you don't need.
You don't have to have it.
You would like to have that because you can have certain people, but hell, I wouldn't. But you can get your private license without any 9 hours.
Yeah. Well, I
You
guess,
used to be able to.
yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know. They change
You
rules all the time.
can take those planes over someplace that has lights. They get a next time, I don't know anything about planes. But I mean, Bruce is a teacher, in fact, he taught their daughter. It makes sense, you take it over there and then park it and then launch that thing at night. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, it's
Fly in, burn it, go into burn it or something.
I guess, and just burn it as lights.
So, you know, like you said, just go over and sit on
You
the
gotta pay
tarmac
some
for a
money,
day or
pay
two.
some money, but you take off and land at night.
Well, none of it smelled right, in the sense that suddenly that property came on the market. They had this gorgeous offer, and out of the blue, you know, nobody.
Yeah.
It was like, you gotta buy it now. You know, we gotta sell it now, without looking.
That was the night that the guy got killed.
Yeah, he's the one that had that.
Yeah, I was there, just, yeah, kind of like that. And he had a big surprise, I appreciate it.
Well, it just, you know, it's not right. And you don't know what we were selling. I mean, we don't know what we're selling.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that it's 6 acres with a lift station.
Well,
Are we selling farmland like Dana bought and turned into the airport?
I worked all career for this industry. A lot of that was when we were doing appraisals, that always reported direct and indirect to your people. Appraisals like that later, you get killed. The other thing, that I think they've changed now, I haven't worked there yet. It used to be, so the 250,000, I think it was 90,000. If you're a financial institution, you could not even lend on it unless you had an appraisal. So, and they're talking, so, I think 500,000, so we now raise that to 2,018. So, you know, last couple of years, but this used to be 200. We couldn't do it in violation of the regs.
They teamed up on it.
What bothers me is the fact that they showed up supposedly with 3 more contracts, a million, 8 million, or 800, and then
Same person,
600. But they won't show us the contracts. Why not? Why? Why not? That makes no sense. Why wouldn't you be transparent about that?
Having said it, the federal regulations require that. They wouldn't be required here. Because you're not an institution. But just common sense.
Well, why not show the members? Make it real. Put it in front of us. Let us see it.
What are we talking about?
Those 3 contracts that they can't.
Did Alan share that email that I sent back to John Carlson? I snipped the clip from the meeting. They commented that they don't exist. And I snipped the clip from the meeting, yes. And
You're saying they don't
said-
exist?
And I said, you need to watch this video right here. Jeff Walker sat in front of us and say 3 contracts, waved them around, and I put the details in. And I said, here's the meeting. I don't believe they actually had points. You know, they're going to walk his launch points out there. But the attorney should say that.
I called out to him a couple of times.
His job is not to protect his record from malfeasance.
Well, that whole thing is just such a performance. Pulls up in the truck and hands it to
Yeah.
them. Just got to do that.
Yeah, but they never opened the envelopes up, and all 3 of them knew the details.
Yeah. That sticks to high heaven.
Yeah.
I was telling John, all I know to do is tape this and expose them. That's all I know to do.
Nobody cares. I mean, nobody outside Windermere cares, but everybody in Windermere.
I have gotten emails from people out on that county road thanking
Oh, I
me for
went
what
by,
I'm
no, I didn't
doing
go by after he wasn't up
and said,
for it.
we know how to take care of things in our community moving forward if we ever have stuff like this happen.
So,
I suspect the Gemini's deal was an anomaly. It should have lasted this long and not 4+ years. But he was really good at lying.
It's something we had to do.
Walking that same
There was a gym over
It's
there.
business, isn't it?
Right behind where he is, so
Those relations.
see, go by
Spinning.
there.
Politicians. I still think we can prove the technical point of
Whatever.
He'll never get a job or something. You know why? Yeah, he might get it in some little town like Marble Falls or something. He's never going to make it. Unless I'm close. I'm undecided. We put that sign in the yard, and you see people drive by.
What sign was that?
The Trump sign.
Those people that fall across the street from they fly a Trump flag.
Yeah.
And just waiting for the HOA to come by and something. We'll say US places, US military.
And that'd be a good thing.
They do sports teams, you know, out here and let them do that. Yeah.
Put up seasonal flags.
Just through my life,
They're like me, you know, I can see me trying to
conservatism works.
serve a little bit of it.
We don't have a lot of conservatives on the political party anymore.
Chelsea has that.
And by the way, everybody loved Trump until he ran as Republican.
Yeah. There's all kinds of pictures of Al Sharpton.
Him
and all
with
those-
Jesse
all
Jackson.
those people, yeah, in New Yorkers hanging all over him.
Yeah.
Before he became a politician. The same with Elon
Well,
Musk. Elon Musk too.
had Trump run as a Democrat, I don't think they would say a word.
Yeah.
It ain't gonna last that long. I'm worried they say.
It's gonna be interesting to see what that judge does in September.
Oh, they'll lock him up.
On that says.
They will. They'll lock him up.
Or at the very least.
It depends on.
I don't want him to,
Depends on what
but-
bullshit.
He could, well, they'd have to get right away to get a injunction,
Yeah.
but.
Yeah.
Say house arrest,
Yeah.
and you have to have permission.
We could put a tent outside, we think we'd be there and extend cord.
Yeah, but you know, it worked for Biden for how many months?
It's comfortable out here.
Well, he's house arrested sometime he's president.
Especially during the
It got
last
him
campaign.
elected. He
in 2020,
hid for how many months? How many months did that man hide? And so he's president?
got up there and just read out something that Lori Cantrell kicked out of a computer.
I don't know, they look at it differently, but he ain't gonna approve. Yeah.
So, it turns out, it's too much work.
And then it'll all work out.
It is too much work. The mess is too great. We need
I tried to
professionals
volunteer.
running this water, this company.
You can't volunteer for 60 hours.
No.
You can't.
Well, the worst part is they don't listen to people.
Yeah.
Unless they're paying for their attorney's fees. And those folks, you know, you can pay for an opinion.
I'll let you know
You
what
know,
my
the
problem
joke
is.
about, the guy who's hiring an accountant. The guy is interviewing his three top candidates. The first one says, what's 1 plus 1?
Other than that, I like talking about, I like talking about the wine y'all were killing
He
my
says, you know, what's 1 plus 1? 2. The third candidate he asks, he says, what's 1 plus 1? He says,
Yeah.
I wonder when they finally pay those taxes. I had to refile my 21 and 22 taxes this past year. Because there was information that was never sent to me. And it was with my accountant, told him, we did that, we did it in February. I said, we gotta redo my 22, 21 is no big deal, 22 cost me some bucks. And I said, what about the interest? She says, they'll send you a letter. Okay. So I sent it from the villages in Florida. And it got to the IRS 2 days later. So I said it's certified.
Yeah.
So it still got there like late February.
Yeah, you had to
March
go
the
see
same.
the neighbor.
And on June 24th, I get the letter dated June 24th. They paid the interest all the way through to June 24th. Even though they had the license. Actually, they got it covered. They showed they put it on account forms too. And if I didn't pay by, it was like 14 to 15.
Oh.
So, just, don't have a nice interest bill on this stuff. It's too late to file. I thought that's pretty interesting. Even in their, my account.
Yeah.
Charge me another 3 weeks later.
Yeah.
Right.
And they got around to the letter, and they take it as if they didn't like.
Well, and the big thing about that we've made on taxes, all those directors got 100,000 plus a piece to pay for the legal fees. That should have, it should have said on the taxes, and they should have been sent a 1099.
Yep.
Well, I wonder if they said a 1099. There's a lot, some of those are legal bills, the rest is for what I heard about. Community was the first thing you said.
So the way it works, water company should get paid the person, Jimenez, Nelson, and Martin Nelson. That, not the law firm. Because the law firm is billing everything. Jimenez and Martin signed those IOUs. So the check should have been written directly to them, and they should have been paying the law firm.
So they found a loophole. The law firm had billed each individual. Well,
They all cheated.
I get it, but if they had billed, the attorneys had billed each board director, the board director had to pay the fee, that would have been right.
And law firms are made, they got elected, ran on straightening that whole mess out, and they're paying it almost a year.
Yeah.
My expectations for walk with more like this. My expectations for
Back at it.
the other day, I took them, printed them out, and laid them next to 2022 when Jimenez was on the board. And it's like somebody just pushed the numbers up. They're almost identical to the penny after.
But when you're close to the dock, another interesting point when you have the BUC come out and say, here's your budget, sideways. They would know how to be a 5-year cash flow.
Right.
They had to get numbers from them.
Yes.
So that they were after them, either a couple months later, no good. According to them.
Well, go get
Right,
it.
so you don't know, which would indicate they didn't get good numbers. Potentially.
Through the PUC or the board?
Yeah, because there's no way to do a 5-year cash flow projection and never blow through in 3 months.
Well, because of how much they spend, there's plenty of money. And
I still think they need more numbers.
AWR, when they were fixing all those giant breaks in the airport, I mean, they had to dig a taxiway. It was because of that fire hydrant. And Burris said when the fire hydrant went in, he said it was fine and he had a problem. And the first time somebody used it, took maybe one of the water out of it, we had breaks all around it. It was catastrophic. Tom Nelson explained to me how it works. This infrastructure is ancient. It's ready to fall apart anything. So they suck out 1,000 gallons down there and shut it off. The whole system has to repressurize all at once. What they call a hammer. One time. And then bring it back. They had a leak underneath the taxiway. Literally, it started queuing up in this pavement. And then they were using their fire. Well, they're having them all over. But they got some new system to keep us from knowing that other people are having leaks. They send an email just to the people in that little area and say, hey, we're going to shut off the water. Before they send out an email. So if they're losing it on the hill, we're never going to know that.
So Dan, in about 20, 25 minutes, should I take OP orders from everybody? Go out there.
We're going on 2 hours. Carlton's going, and they're going, look, we're not coming back out. These people are hyenas. Remember Mike Nelson in 2019? He was, man, these people are persistent.
Just saying.
But we don't want to
Say it.
land.
No, they didn't explain it. All I'm saying is this, is if we're gonna have our own water company, we need to actually do what we're doing. Otherwise, we turn it over to some investor-owned utility and get our water bill, and then when there's a problem, we can all come together and go, instead of being mad at your neighbor and your friend and
And then we get, what we paying for it, they'd be making money.
maybe
If
making
you're
money.
making money, you get their attention.
Maybe you're making money, and, but like Patty said, what most people don't know, investor-owned utilities, the PUC has way more oversight on them than these water supply corporations, is like the redheaded stepchild. Their board can raise the rates and not, whereas if you're a utility, you have to go to the public utility and say, we want to raise the rates, can't we? And then there's a notice down, and you can all go down there as members and say, we're not okay Joe Jimenez's and D3's expenses, invoices, and all receipts. All checks paid, front and back. Those are paid to Joe Jimenez and directly to D3. August 10th, 2024. Oh no, that's the other day. January 8th, 2024. Meter PI request for Schaefer for the following. Sorry. Oh, this was the one when I said I'm not doing it. I replied to him and I said, I'm not going to do it. I've asked you for the financials and you're on the board and haven't provided. April 19, 2023. Please keep making your requests. They haven't put me in a box as far as doing anything. We need to play it out for them. I mean, he was all for doing the PI request when we were pulling him so that he could get information that he needed. Yeah. I suggest you do a PI request on Cole Ruiz to see how he's communicated with Joe Jimenez. Also, George Percy on 2 to see how he's communicated with Schaefer and Jimenez and AWR. And the stuff that I've asked for is stuff that they should be making available to these meetings. Bruce, do you remember the meeting years ago when Marvin Lewis was in a meeting at the water plant, and he said, how do I get financials? And the attorney said, Les Romo, he goes, you have to do a public information request to the financials. And Marvin goes, I was on the board. We just made them available when people walked in the door. He goes, you're going to do a public information request.
Yeah, where is Les Romo?
Les Romo is about to be sentenced to prison.
For
I signed up for these things so that I get alerts, and he was one of them because we didn't know that when he was hired here, that they come back.
No.
Oh, I thought
They
that
walk.
was his, but I thought it was
Speaking
his
of Marvin,
wife.
he hurts.
I was never here.
Yeah, Les Romo. We didn't, man, I wish I'd have known this. He lost it. He blew his stack at a meeting one time. In fact, he crumpled a paper and threw it and hit Janet Crow right in the face. And Janet acted like nothing happened. We found that they weren't, wasn't covered in the suit. This was like 2018. And so my public comment time, I printed out why DNO isn't covered. And he was staring at me with a smile on his face.
stories. He had some good stories. He said they involved you most of the time. Days gone by. It's hard to believe that I met him when he was in his 60s. He actually changed from the phone. Oh, yeah? Josie told me, yeah, you moved up here and all your friends are gone. There's no dial was going to be known that way. Jamie, Richard Stewart, Jamie, Ronnie Richardson. Thanks all. Yeah, I didn't know Ronnie that well. We went to a couple parties he was there. He seemed like a character. He's a pretty good old boy. He'd go way back in the day. He'd go to Lake Travis Lodges with us. It was cool. When they told me that's one of the stories I'll miss. It was just a fishing camp. That's Pat Trojanowski. He's got a new house in Houston, and he's got some, I call them Sunday homes over in Rich Harbor. He sold his house in Rich Harbor at Lake Cliff. I think he's on one of their boards over there. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah, I had some guy. Oh man, what's his name? Call me one day, and I called and asked Bad Mark. You know, Bad Mark moved over there. Yeah. He knew. He goes, that dude's crazy. I didn't know him from Adam. And he starts he called about cable. Trojan? What? Trojanowski? No. There's some guy, I can't remember his name. It'll come to me. And that's what made me think of him, because I think he was on the board at the time. Talking about cable. And all of a sudden he shifts off into the Second Amendment, how they need to ban all weapons. You know, the government can just take care of us. I got on the phone, I called Mark. I go, hey, you know this guy? He's a lemon.
I find it interesting. Patty asked him who was the president and the vice president. They didn't even
He just sat there, it's the same exact act. Greg, were you here when, I don't remember which meeting it was, but it was after we caught Walker in like it's just major fabrication, and so I was sitting where Bruce was sitting, and it was my turn for public comments, and I said, well, all right, I said, I want to talk about this, one of our current directors that's, by all appearances, a pathological liar. And Brian Garceau goes, Dave, there's rules of decorum, you can't say that. I go, California, Cone versus California. You need to go look it up. Now shut up. And he let me finish. Public comment
hey, we complain about the corruption burning out of
Yeah. That's what they do.
At least they
Hot
were there.
outside.
You do what?
At least they were there, unlike Vernon County. Welcome, man. Boy, there's a guy lays low.
The last time anybody talked to Public Monkey, Josie said, he came out, he said, they've spent over $2 million in legal fees to defend Dana, and
He told her in a meeting, as a sitting director, just give it back.
I know. Right. The Puppet Monkey, deep down inside, I think he wanted to do the right thing. If you don't know who we're talking about, Puppet Monkey, Jeff Hager. Dana got him on the water board, and they were kind of dating. I mean, I don't know, who's over the other.
There's a path off the end of her front porch at 5 a.m.
Now we always talk about that.
Yes, he did.
Now was up at 5. Now was up and around at 5.
Oh, man.
I can't tell you how many times I've finished the show at like 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. Get my car and drive all the way back. Of course, there's no traffic, you know.
Yeah.
I'm tired, but listen to music all the way home and pull in the airport gate and I see that flashlight. When he jogged on the runway every morning, he turn the light on and do like that, looking for skunks, and then turn it off. So I see that, look for that light. There he is. Then I drive down the runway. I'm going to shoot you one of these days.
He said he was out one morning, down the village, and some guy pulled up to him, "What are you doing out here?" And he's out, put his hand in his pocket, put his hand on his pistol, and he goes, "The question is, what are you doing out here, and why did you stop harassing me?" And the guy looked at his pocket and drove off.
There's 380 Ruby.
That guy's in awesome shape for his age.
He's almost 90. He corrected me at a meeting.
And he had a lot of teenagers.
Yeah. Last time I talked to him, I told him he looked great. Yeah.
Three times your size. About 10 years older than I am.
I said he was 86 and 80 I'm 87.
Happy birthday, you missed it.
I guess you only worry about when you're 4.5, 7.5.
Oh.
Or when you're, I'll be 79 in October. So I guess I can start my halves.
Oh, I thought you were a couple months older than me, a couple months younger than me.
I'm a young man.
Here you are.
I didn't used to think so, but now I
You
know.
are a yes person.
Heck, my saying is, about me is, I'm young, don't get over it. Always.
Sure.
at the time. And,
Well, maybe Rand will
ended
take
up
care
on
of
his
that.
head.
Yeah. Rand, maybe he'll take care of that one. He likes country too.
On the head. I go, kill cat.
You heard a lot of stuff in this fireplace, we see it all.
Scruffy was the reason
I went down there once.
He's the reason we have it. This lady came in and watched this live.
Wasn't it burning, man? Yeah.
She said it's tested very well with cats. The chair that Scruffy was sleeping under, and Scruffy jumped in. Now, in all fairness, Panda ran into Scruffy. Panda went into.
We're not in there. So,
I'm just so.
talked to the assistant chief, and he said, no, we're not in your district. We
Can't have the cats
do
be.
that. And we would not, with permission anyway, we'll issue a permit because we don't do permits anymore. People come and tell us and we say, let's have more watch.
This hour, it's gonna be more than 2 hours.
Yeah.
He and I won't have a friendship.
And it goes that
But I am,
I saw some stuff stacked in across the road.
He did, there's been that pile of wood there for a year now.
I don't know how much that he owns over there, apparently, all the way up to the people that own the house at the top of the hill.
He owns all the way up to.
Where theirs ends, he owns all the rest of it.
Who, Ren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy Ren? I found him incredibly personable. He works up there at Decoys.
Yeah,
He fixed the chainsaw for me on the spot.
yeah, I don't know, whether he lied to me.
I know he lied to me.
First
too,
time
so
I talked to him.
when
He lied to me, I don't wanna know.
That's not good.
That's good enough. He lives in Down's Green and I go to McQueen, I don't know the job.
He had put something on next door, and I had all those surveys and be on the board, and I just posted it up there. I said, "This is where your property line ends, man," because he was putting stuff on POA property, and he yucked it off like it was his. In fact, he claims to own where we were going to build that deck down there. I don't know if you remember that. It was a long time ago. We were going to build a deck down there, just below Wombles and Wombles. And I think the reason they did it built was because Womble didn't like it. I don't want people down here. I don't want people back here. Well, it's not your property. Stay away from property.
Yeah, I know. Just speaking of burn ban.
Now they're gonna burn us out? Oh, gee.
I quit looking for fire since COVID. I smell fire about 5 times a day.
It's weird how it affects your senses.
Someday my house will be on fire and I'm gonna go over that. It's just my nose.
Yeah. And it comes and goes, doesn't it? Your sense of smell comes back and then it goes away.
If it was up to me,
I used to drink 3
I would
gallons.
ban out
Sit down
over
here.
period in the story.
I can drink half of one now and I'm full of it.
I mean, the taste, well, your sense of smell affects your
I've
taste.
been working, that's my exercise. For 2 hours a day, cutting trees and dragging up the hill.
For a whole slew of reasons, but not just that. The smell makes me sick. You're smelling, it means that there's particles in the air. And I found that some of my neighbors were incredibly inconsiderate with it. Let TCQ take care of that. No, that, I don't know if you remember, but that burned all the way to our back fence. She had some guy over there and the guy left.
I remember it was smoking.
I was in Oak Hill and Eric Speck called. He said, "Are you at home?" I said, "No." He said, "You need to get home now." And when we got here, the fire department just put it out, all did the back fence. And I thought, we're going to put a stop to that. Burn somebody else's house down. It's pretty affordable. You can get a chipper and shred it at your house, or you can smash it into the trailer and take it down right down here, and then just half that price in EK.
Good?
Yeah. Yes.
This is half, did you get half?
No, this is twice as much as this. The one down here on the county road is twice as much as BK.
They didn't charge me either 25 or 50.
Yeah,
That's it?
When the guys did it, they charged me 40, and,
the lady, she's sweet on soup.
Oh, I was gonna say, because the lady was the one when I drove in, she was $80. I go, $80?
I mean, sure,
Huh? It's 12, I think. I said, it's 25, 30 in BK. She goes, not here. So I just drove down BK. I was headed that way anyway. I just didn't want to carry it.
The problem with that place is you never know what they're going to charge. Sometimes I'll go in there and they'll say, oh, it's, I'd have to say, well, the minimum is, $35, so I'll charge you 12 or something. It's like, yeah,
I told the guy I had about a half load, and so he charged me $20.
yeah, I've had that all year. I've charged minimum.
I don't mind that, I'd rather do that than roll away.
Yeah, I just had that one experience up here and never went back. I was like, $80.
I went there one time to dump stuff after work day, and so we dumped it, and then we got 2 yards of mulch, and she didn't charge us anything at all.
Wow.
Yeah,
You guys did really well.
We don't want to go.
Yeah. But it's,
we told her,
so you're not going to stay in business very long doing that, but
well, that's what the neighbor did, and she said, oh, okay, just go dump it.
That's nice.
But the guy that worked there in the morning, he's not quite as lean as she is.
maybe if Nikki.
Maybe he wakes up around here.
Uh-oh.
They're coming back.
No.
That means they're getting a heads up.
We're gonna walk back over here, we go give him a ride. He go over there and give him a ride, then you hurt. That's the anything I read on. Farmer man buying a new truck. Made a deal on the price, and then we went to get it, the guy said, "Give me a lot more." The guy said, "Oh, you want that?" So, we were through there, we found another guy, and he said, "You 4 inches." Bro. You know, you got 4 faucets. You got an automatic fertilizer plant. You know, you just keep adding it up. Kind of
4 on the
funny.
floor?
Yeah, yeah, it is. Kind of funny.
Yep.
Dual horns.
Sure.
Instead of wait a little longer, sweat us out.
Mail hadn't come today. I didn't see it. I haven't seen them.
Get later, you know.
Yeah,
Forget it, I'll do this
Yeah.
another day. I just rolled on Saturday.
And that's real.
What they're gonna say when they get here. Here, the kids are. He's got to think of it.
Doing the controls. So that when we
Hopefully, I think we discuss the next meeting.
That's exactly what it was. But it's listed as, they had to go through the tax.
Well, they're working on our agenda.
I just use it as taxes. And hardly she's done.
That's how you're supposed to dress this stuff.
That's the reason.
Great. He got rid of the DOR.
She started taking the phone, she retired. That's the problem. I'd rather have
I was saying, just like yes, sir. I'll be glad to have an interview. I've got time. What do you think? What do I think? I think it's the biggest con job known to man. All right. Same thing. I think no reason for this. No reason for this. They had another meeting when they had people here, and then all of a sudden they had this jack deal at 9 in the morning on Saturday, and then they go do this, and they leave us out here in the heat, and they got their mouthpiece with them. And now, that
He was gonna go through it.
they don't, mouthpiece doesn't need to know every sentence that they say. Kind of should be just like, at the most, they have 4 or 5 questions, they call them up, ask those questions to them, bam, they're done. Anything else to add? Yeah, there's gonna be a bunch of extra questions. Yeah, we have to leave that. We'll leave that to water. We just moved it. That house to that house. Yeah.
Go around those stairs.
So this is not a time. Yeah, we know. Actually, she lives in the town, but she used to live in the town. It's just crazy. I'm like,
So full of breakfast.
that was enough for me. Up there, it would be worse.
Okay, are we all back? What time did we get out of hours at their rate, which I think was about $167 per hour, to add information to appropriate tabs on the PUC Class D form. That's to help us complete that form.
Yep.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes? Right, that passes. That's all the business that I'm aware of on the agenda.
Yep.
Anything else?
I move we adjourn. Incorrect. So you have 4 agenda items on there, 5 actually, and I saved what I have to say for the last agenda item about the PIA requests. And you're not going to rob me of that. Thank you.
Danny,
Thank you. You have 5 agenda items on there. IRS, something, PUC something, PIA request something. I don't have it with me.
so,
That's your agenda.
I think man has a point. John, what do you think?
It's fine if you want to allow him to make a public comment on that item.
Danny, 3 minutes?
Sure. So we've all been at the meetings when Jeff gaslights us and holds up the PIA request and how much money these people are costing, which he's talking about us. January 2024, Jeff Walker sent me an email. I need you to do a PIA request to Schaefer for the following: all Joe Jimenez and G3 expenses, invoices, and all receipts. Number 2, all checks paid, front and back. Those that paid Joe Jimenez directly in G3. PI request, Jeff Walker, April 19th, 2023. Please keep making your request, Danny. October 22nd, 2023. Suggest you do a PI request on Cole Ruiz to see how he has communicated with Joe Jimenez. Also, George Burris needs one to see how he's communicated with Schaefer, Joe Jimenez, and AWR. You know, it's funny. The information that we gathered through the PI request is what got him elected. And now that he's up there, he gaslights us for requesting information from y'all that should be available to the whole community, including the 3 contracts, John. Y'all are despicable.